Pan Yinhu is our upcoming A-rank physical defense unit in this 2.0 patch of Zenless Zone Zero. Our Panda Thiren is pretty easy to play, but he's actually very strong. In this video today, we're gonna have a complete breakdown of him, his team synergies, how to build him the right way, and of course, his meta and free-to-play value. Sit back, relax, and let's do this. As a reminder, all of the content in this video is from the creator beta server of Zenless Zone Zero. As such, some certain values, results, and information may slightly change for the full release. Also, don't forget about all of the free stuff we're getting from just logging in for 2.0, including that free S-rank standard banner character and W engine, and up to 30 free limited polls. Thank you very much to Hoyoverse for granting early access, and let's finally talk about Pan Yinhu. Like we mentioned in that intro, Pan Yinhu is an extremely easy unit to play, but he's actually still strong. In fact, this will probably be the shortest character guide video that we have on the channel so far. His main use will be as the exclusive support for Yixuan, who is also releasing on that 6th of June. As such, his kit evolves around 3 easy to understand concepts. The first is the most important idea of the 2.0 release, sheer force. The easiest way to think about this sheer force is as an upgraded and stronger version of Pen. In fact, Yixuan will highly revolve around this new form of damage, and its primary use as a huge defense ignore. You might be asking by now, Mogul, why is this sheer force so important for Pan Yinhu? Well, my friends, Pan Yinhu's main focus will be having him quick assist back to the unit in front of him and granting some huge sheer force bonuses, as you'll see from his rather quick kit breakdown. The other important idea to note about Pan Yinhu's kit is called Break Force, which is his main resource, indicated by these pips under his character picture. In short, this is the main core combat loop of Pan Yinhu. Use these Break Force points to acquire huge sheer force bonuses for the unit in front of him by quick assisting. But let's dive into his full kit breakdown to really understand what is happening here. As stated before, there really isn't a lot to this kit. Basic attack is just normal physical strikes. In fact, this move and the regular special attack, Sonic Pressure Point Strike, will almost never get used. His dodges and chain attack aren't any different from what you would expect in a normal character, but my god is this animation amazing when you're rolling around at the speed of excuse me. The only thing to notice about his defensive assist is that it will take 1 less assist point to activate. This is actually sneakily a pretty nice thing to have in his kit, especially when you pair him with Yixuan. We will of course be covering her in massive detail in her early access video coming out soon, but for now, just know that when she switches off the field via defensive assist, she actually summons lightning to strike the enemy. But for now, back to Pan Yinhu. His other special, called Touch of Death, and his EX special are the most important skills in his kit. Pan's EX special will automatically activate a quick assist that you can go back to the previous character in the squad, which should almost always be Yixuan in this case. But here's the cool thing about this. The EX special will automatically use that Touch of Death regular special attack once switching him out. Remember those break force points we briefly mentioned? This is how you get all 3 stacks. When you do quick assist back to the previous character in the squad, Pan Yinhu will stay on the field and automatically follow up with more Touch of Death strikes. So here's the general order of events taking place. With Pan Yinhu and enough energy, you will exclusively be using the EX special, and thus gaining those 3 break force points. After getting these 3 points, immediately quick assist back to Yixuan or whatever DPS you're using, and Pan Yinhu will still stay on the field automatically using his Touch of Death regular special combo. This quick assist back to the other character in the squad will also cause those huge sheer force buffs, and ultimately providing a huge damage increase. In other words, this core combat loop of Pan Yinhu is extremely similar to Pulchra, where she just uses that EX special and switches back to the previous character. When your decibel rating is at 3000 aka max, you of course know what time it is. Press Q to activate Ultimate, a feast fit for an emperor. Pan Yinhu will literally cook fried rice and fling it at the enemies. While this does physical damage, it'll only be the second move in the entire game to heal your entire squad. It'll provide a quick sum followed by a heal over time. And it's actually a pretty sizable total amount of HP. And that is totally it for his kit breakdown. Nice, short, and sweet, and all we have left are the core passives. Core passive Meridian Enlightenment explains basically what we talked about with that quick assist back to the previous agent, but they'll also gain a Meridian Flow effect. This is what provides us that sheer force boost equal to 18% of Pan Yinhu's attack and lasting for 25 seconds. The sheer force will cap out at 540 points, aka 3,000 attack of Pan Yinhu's. And don't worry, because that 3,000 number is actually pretty easy to hit, as you'll see in his best build section. Additional ability Iron Stomach will activate when there's a Rupture character, being Yixuan, or the same faction character in the same squad. This basically states that when Pan Yinhu does that automatic Touch of Death combo, the enemy will suffer depleted ki. This effect increases all damage against the target by 20%. It can't stack, but each hit of special attack Touch of Death will inflict 10 more seconds of depleted ki, equaling a total of 30 seconds. In summary, all you have to do to use Pan Yinhu the correct way is switch him in, use his EX special when you have enough energy, quick assist him back out to your previous character in the squad, which will gain you all of these cool buffs and that depleted ki effect on the enemy. Plus, as a bonus, you get this team-wide heal and a bunch of great animations, and I mean, look at the swag walk he's got! Anyway, let's move on to his team synergies. While Pan Yinhu can be fairly universal because of that 20% damage increase from depleted ki, his primary focus will be a dedicated support for Yixuan. He pairs really well with all of the main DPS agents you would expect, but his best team will be Yixuan, Pan Yinhu, and yep, you guessed it, Astra Yao. As you'll see from the Yixuan early access guide, she primarily wants to have the spotlight and be the primary damage dealer and on the field the most time. This of course fits into Astra Yao's OP hands since she only wants to be on the field for a limited time, and Pan Yinhu's buffs aren't really attack buffs as much as they are sheer force, so both characters can actively be buffing your main DPS. However, if you don't have Astra Yao, you're not out of luck because there is still other good options. As a third flex slot, you can use a stun unit. Yixuan specifically will still enjoy those really strong burst windows, so having the enemy dazed will greatly increase the damage overall. Of course, as you unlock more of his Mindscapes, which we'll discuss, the team compositions you can use with Pan Yinhu will greatly increase as well. But now it's time for quite possibly the fastest best build section you've ever seen. Starting with the W engines, his best in slot will be the signature made for him, Tremor Trigram Vessel. This will give him that all-important attack boost and easily get him closer to that 3,000 mark from the advanced stat. In addition, the equipper's EX special and ultimate damage increases by 25%. Whenever any squad member takes damage or heals, the equipper gains 2 more energy. And this can trigger once every 5 seconds. We can ignore the S-rank Tusks of Fury because it's not that great on Pan, but there is a couple of A-rank options you can use instead. The next notable option will be Peacekeeper Specialized and Spring Embrace, about equal on the same value. Sadly, both of these still pale in comparison to Trigram Vessel, so if you have the extra polychromes, you should absolutely try and pull at least one copy of that. But now we can move on to the disk drives. He really has one amazing option to use as a 4-piece, Astral Voice. This has that nice attack bonus built in, but also that really good 3 stacks of Astral, ultimately increasing Yixuan's damage by 24% when she quick assists on. For 2 pieces, you should start by using Hormone Punk for the attack percent boost. If you already have enough attack, you should also consider using Energy Regen from Swing Jazz. You can also get away with going for physical damage or impact, but neither of these will be massively useful in the grand scheme of things. His main stats are pretty easy to understand as well. Slot 4 should be attack percent, slot 5 should be attack percent, slot 6 should be energy regen or attack percent if you need it. Alternatively, you can have impact on the 6, but that's only really useful depending on your situation you need. Substats follow the same priority, with attack percent being better than attack, and then the rest. As for our cute little helper friends, the Bangboos, his best will be Bellion when you pair him with Yixuan, or you can just mix and match whatever element your main DPS is. But luckily, since Pan Yinhu is an A rank agent, we can easily get his Mindscape 6 from pulling on the Yixuan banner. They're all pretty simple, but Mindscape 1 states that all units will deal 10% increased damage to enemies affected by that depleted ki. Mindscape 2 says that for every 6 points of break force consumed, Pan Yinhu will recover 4 energy, and depleted ki applied when special attack Touch of Death hits an enemy will have its duration increased to 12 seconds. Mindscape 4 is a super heal increase for his ultimate, both that quick sum and the heal over time effect. You'll also gain the backup provisions effect. Whenever a squad member loses HP, this will consume that stack to instantly restore 50% of the HP recovered with ultimate, but note that this cannot stack. Mindscape 6 increases that attack boost for sheer force from his core passive Meridian Enlightenment by 6% of his attack, up to a total of 720 sheer force. So ultimately, these Mindscapes are really nice quality of life and strengthen his buffs to the team. And that's all there is to Pan Yinhu's complete breakdown. I want to hear from all of you guys about what you think about our new Panda Thiren. You should obviously be pulling for him anyway since you're getting Yixuan, but let me know what you think about him in the comments below. Make sure to like this video if it helped in any way, and subscribe for those other early access guides for the rest of the 2.0 cast coming out very soon, including both for Yixuan and maybe perhaps an Ellen buff video. In the meantime, I hope you all are excited as I am for 2.0, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.